weekend. We have some nice plans for tonight and for tomorrow with some family time. So as you come in, if you can hear me well, if you can see me well, thank you very much for all of your time. And don't forget, as you come in, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. I'm starting to look for something, considering something new, like having two live streams, one over the weekend, one during the week. I always strive to have I always try to have Wednesdays, but I will also start trying to have Saturdays. So thank you very much, all of you, for your time tonight. So we had a very strong week indeed, something that I was expecting after the close of last week, and I do think we're going to resume the channel in the S&P 500. And actually, for all the people that were thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna crash, go to 3,900. I mean, once again, these people are consistently wrong, but this is what sells, right? So that's life. Oh, I see that Arturo has joined. Thank you, Arturo. As I mentioned, I'm not sure if you caught it or not, but my idea is, so I have the typical live stream on Wednesdays, but I'm also keen to start maybe doing some live streams over the weekend if I have a little bit of time, or if a lot of things have happened that justify something like that. I think it would be a good idea. And indeed, this week I think we had one of the best weeks in the stock market. Of this year for sure, but not only this year. For a couple of years, I think we were up certain indices, depending on what you're looking at, something like 7%, 5%, 6% on the week. So, for all the people, like the Peter Schiffs of this world, predicting the Black Mondays and the collapse of the stock market, once again, they fall flat on their face. And actually, the only thing that we did so far was purely almost test the daily on the S&P 500, the daily 200 moving average, and on the Nasdaq, which has been the leading index for this movement, what we did was test the 200-day week moving average, and we got a big upward momentum from there. The reason why I was fairly convinced we're going to have a strong week is because I started to see some signs of European inflation decreasing, which I think, all these central banks are in communications with one another. So it was pretty clear that we're going to have no rate hikes whatsoever, and probably we would have some comment around trying to let the rates stay like this, that a lot of things have been done, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what we got. We should start to see some more pronounced weakness on the job markets. We also saw that. Don't forget, bad news for the economy means good news for the market. And then, basically, we were starting to bottom in terms of momentum down. We're starting to tick up on the momentum, but not on price. And then we were hitting these crucial key support areas, which told me that most likely we're going to go regain the 4,200 level in the S&P and actually have a good week. Now, I didn't expect such a good week, but the strong week, I was expecting it. And also the sentiment was extremely bearish. Everybody and their mother was bearish, short, thinking the market was going to go down. And they forgot something. Actually, this Monday, we kickstarted the share buyback programs for companies again. So actually, there was a big potential for a bit of a short squeeze, which we had. So, of course, people like Harry Dent, people like Peter Schiff don't pay any attention to these things. So they just have the bias of the world is ending every single day. So they just come up with prediction after prediction who falls flat on their face, just like I think this was prediction number 18 or something of Peter Schiff predicting a Black Monday, which was in 1987. The stock market dropped something like 20% in one day. So once again, these guys were wrong, and they will continue to be wrong, and charging a lot of money to people for being wrong, which is the world we live in. The more you're wrong, the more you are rewarded. Now I think we've came quite a long distance over the week, so I do think maybe a little bit of a pullback is in order, and I think we're gonna consolidate a bit. I don't think we're gonna go straight to 4,500, 4,600. I don't think we're gonna do that. I mean, unless something extremely positive would happen, like a ceasefire in the Middle East, and combined maybe with some good news coming from Ukraine or so. But other than that, I seriously doubt that we're gonna just go straight up like it's nothing. And I mean, I think you can tell the risk is coming a bit into the market once again. I do think we're gonna have a good end of the year. There are some stuff that are concerning to me from a geopolitical kind of standard. I really hope that all of this aggressiveness can be scaled down. I mean, in case you guys haven't seen, the position of Turkey against Israel has been quite aggressive. I think, I think these things can get out of control very quickly, and I get the feeling, personal opinion, that a lot of people, and I've seen this also as a part of my work. I cannot dwell too much into this, but I can tell you that I get the feeling that a lot of very powerful people are actually wanting Trump back to deal with this kind of issues around political issues and strategy and things of that nature. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that I hope that these things can de-escalate, because this is the type of things that can go really bad really quickly, and then all of a sudden it can put our lives completely into perspective, because these things fester and can reproduce across the world quite quickly in the day and age that we are. So really hope that tensions de-escalate, and that we can all just relax and hopefully get a peaceful resolution out of all of this. Arturo, thank you. Are you expecting Bitcoin to make its way to the 40K level by December? So I'm not sure if you actually seen what I mentioned before. I did expect Bitcoin to reach 35K by year end. This was when Bitcoin was 24K. So we got there sooner than I expected. I think what's going to happen is, this is just a feeling. I think November we will see the approval of the first spot ETF. I think that will be very good for price. And then I think we're going to have more than one ETF coming out. Now, which ETF will be the first? Will it be Grayscale? Will it be BlackRock? It's anybody's guess. I think that they will start coming out pretty much once every week or so is going to come out one of them. 40K by December. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's very possible that we're going to get to 40K. This is a big number, not so much 40K, but 42K and 45K are very crucial numbers. 42K, because the average person, the average Bitcoin holder, will go green if we go to 42K. Now, a lot of people will be happy to, a lot of people have been read for months and months and months. So I think a lot of people, when they see finally the green in their portfolio, they will feel the temptation to sell. That's a reality. I think may very well happen. And then 45K is a big number because it will put us on target in line with previous cycles. Okay, so on that front, it's also important to get to that number. But for the 45K, we have until the end of January. So it doesn't need to be in December, but it will need to happen before the end of January. What can derail this? Very importantly, we need to also keep in mind that there are things here that can derail the whole thing. Mt. Gox coins can come out. The Bitfinex coins from the hackers can be sold on market. Spot ETF can be rejected. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility. What else? I mean, of course, macro situation escalates dramatically. Then everything will come down. What else? Other things that can happen. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of people celebrating Sam Bankman-Fried arrest, and to a certain extent, I understand. This is a very bad actor associated with crypto that has been removed, has been found guilty, and there's no way he can harm any more people. See, but the problem is he was very linked to crypto in the mind of mainstream people. And thanks to not only the YouTube influencers that have been promoting them, by the way, they also promoted Luna and Voyager and BlockFi. So these are all the same YouTubers that promote all this garbage and charge you a lot of money for the privilege of losing all your money. So basically, it's the tragedy of it's a tragedy to some extent, which is you spend money in order to learn with these clowns how to lose money faster. So I mean, it's a bit of a, tragic comedic story, if you will, but it's the reality. And a lot of people are celebrating the fact that he's getting away. Now, of course, it's just so fun. I just find it funny because so far CZ has won. So the SEC really liked FTX and really hated Binance. Who is surviving? Binance, who went bankrupt, the favorites of the SEC. This is how bad these institutions are. But as people are celebrating it, they don't realize that FTX has a lot of coins in their portfolio for liquidation. So that means that in a couple of weeks or something, selling of certain coins will start happening. So, I mean, I don't see how is that good for anybody, to be honest. Fortunately, none of my coins were in FTX, so none of my coins will get the selling from this situation, but a lot of coins were, so they will feel it quite aggressively. So in summary, yes, can we get to 40K? Yes. Actually, it's pretty likely, in my opinion, that we're going to get to 40K. Will we explode to 50, 60? I don't think so. But also be mindful that there's still risk in the market and you still have a few things that can go wrong pretty quickly and derail the whole situation. By the way, last video I spoke about GRT, which basically it's filled with VC money, and I mentioned that VCs are not here to support any project, they are here to sell. That's all they do. Guess what? The VCs embedded in Solana are now selling quite a bit of it. So, once again, these are things that most people don't pay attention. And then you have certain drops in price, and people always get very surprised to what is happening. Like, they literally get these things backwards. So I'll try to make it very simple. If the VCs all come in at very early price, much cheaper than all of us, if they are already in, if they already bought, what can they do with it? You guessed it, sell. That's it. What about projects without VCs? Let's say VCs want to buy projects, blah, blah, blah. So if they are out, what can they do? You guessed it, buy. So it's the opposite. People get this opposite. You see, people celebrate, hey, Elon Musk, he's in Bitcoin or he's in Dogecoin or whatever. Hey, what a happiness, right? And people FOMO into it. And they don't realize, you don't get it, right? If Elon Musk already bought, he's the world's richest man at the time, who's left to buy? Do you have another world's richest man coming? No, exactly. So that's why when Mr. Elon Musk goes into Saturday Night Live and Dogecoin basically tops on the same day. And people always get it the other way around. See? They always like to buy crypto after the green candles and never during the red candles. So I've said this before and I'll tell you again, Arturo. In my opinion, people want to buy in general. They don't want Bitcoin at 10 or 15K. They want Bitcoin at 50K. That's it. That's unfortunately how the majority of retail thinks. And that's why retail then ends up losing most of the time when they go into specific trades and specific individual plays. And that's the reason why they don't realize that most of the times, if you're hearing about it, most likely you're gonna be the one holding the bags. And at the moment of this recording, I see Bitcoin at 35.2, so it's actually doing quite decently. And we in an exchange we touched the 32K. You remember when we had the big spike? I mentioned we may go to 32, 32.8, and we did go to 32, and we are now back at 35. So we are actually doing quite well. Then what else I would like to say? Yeah, Richard basically did a big, if you will, kind of semi-podcast. He made a recording for about 47 minutes. He is starting to sound a bit like old Richard, which is good in my opinion. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So this actually feeds into my theory that I think he already got the notice from the SEC that the charges against him are going to get dropped. But, you always have these NDAs in place, and basically the SEC always wants to be the ones to give the notice to the market. So I get the feeling that by the end of November or so, I think we're going to see the charges being dropped against him. We'll see. This is just my personal feeling. I have no insider info. It's just, maybe I'm just reading into the situation. I don't know. In any case, I don't think that makes that much difference anymore. After the XRP founders, Coinbase, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. There was even an article, I think, in the New York Times or the Washington Post. I don't remember which one. Don't quote me on that. But it said something to the nature of, will the SEC and Gary Gensler win a lawsuit? Just one. So that was a question that was being made, which is kind of funny. By the way, guys, don't forget, as you come in, please drop that like and subscribe. And if you do have some questions from me, drop them in the chat, and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. I'm targeting to make maybe half an hour live stream. We'll see, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. Yeah, let's see how it's going to be. What else I wanted to discuss? Yeah, so in terms of my purchases, again, I stopped purchasing every single week. I think that part of the cycle is now behind me. What I'm trying to do now is to find good entry points. So basically, if you have some nice run-ups, if I see a big, 15, 20, 25% sell-off on the coins that I like, I try to buy a bit of a bigger bigger sizes. Instead of going, let's say, a fixed amount every week, I'm trying to, okay, the coin that I like over there, for example, I don't know, just imagining, Chainlink drops 20%. Okay, so I buy a big bunch of it. I don't know, Pulse Chain, X goes up exponentially against Pulse Chain, so I trade some of my X for my PLS. I'm not advising anybody to do what I do. Actually, that's not the point. It's just for the sake of transparency. I'm actually I started talking about these coins a long time ago when they were just going down, 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 and pretty much everybody was calling me either stupid or feeling sorry for me in the comment section. So I feel completely comfortable with this because I think it's been proven that I'm no pumper of anything. Quite the contrary. I could just wait for some coins to run and then talk about them. I mean, I've never seen so many Solana videos in the past few weeks. And I mean, look, my opinion on Solana is it a scam? No. Does it have a good community? Yes. Things that I don't like, well, it's constantly down, so it doesn't work that well, and it's filled with VCs that sell the price. So those two things I don't like. But they did very well the past cycle. They are not a scam. That to me is clear. And they do try to do some good stuff in the space. So that's my approach to some of these cryptos. You see, like I try to have a balanced view in the sense that I mean, to me, one of the two great compliments that I can make, because this is very rare in crypto. When people ask me about what's my opinion on Cardano, what's my opinion on Solana, I always say, look, to me, the two greatest compliments you can get are these. It's not a scam, because this is very rare, and it has a strong community, which is also very rare, and the most important asset of any of these cryptos is their community. No question about it. So when I say these things, oh yeah, it has a strong community and it's not a scam, don't take this lightly, because in the sense that, don't think that I'm just, okay, great, I mean, who cares? But no, this is very important, because 99% of this space, unfortunately, is pure scam. Now, one thing I would like to say, since we've been having, of course, the Sam Bankman-Fried case, is that be a lesson to all of you about the basics of crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. If you give your keys to somebody else to hold them, to safekeep it, to give it yield, to give you yield, to improve your security settings, whatever, you give your coins to somebody else, and you are doing the opposite of what cryptos invented, and you get to be on the headlines of losing all your money. I mean, it's really that simple. There's no big secret behind it. There's no big conspiracy theory. There's no big, oh my god, the world is ending tomorrow. No, it's very basic, but you'd be surprised how many billions of dollars have been lost to this. Other things, don't fall for fake airdrops. If somebody contacts you on Twitter or someplace else saying you've been elected for an airdrop of something, just assume it's a scam. Don't touch it. I mean, the amount of money lost to fake airdrops is absolutely crazy. Then you have people coming along talking about doing a partnership with you for you to represent their tokens or whatever. Typically a scam. Connecting to dApps that you don't know. Typically a scam. Or very risky. I mean, what I do is sometimes I like to explore a little bit what I call looking for gold in the middle of garbage. Okay? So what I do is I have some secondary and tertiary wallets with almost nothing there. Okay, maybe it has like $10, something really small. And I just connect to this stuff. And if I get, hacked, scammed, whatever, okay, fine, I lost $10. I mean, yeah, not a big deal. But I see so many people like using their main wallets for this kind of stuff. I mean, it's so scary to see. And can you imagine this scenario? And this is why I know this is not the most exciting of topics, but it's very important to say. Imagine you picked the right ecosystem. Imagine you picked the right coins. Imagine that you invested money with the goal of retirement, buying a house, buying a car, getting a bit, better position financially. Okay, whatever the case may be, it doesn't really matter. Imagine that you picked a very good ecosystem, and the coins in the bull market go up 100x, 250x, 500-fold, 1,000-fold, whatever. And then imagine you lose it all because you went after a fake airdrop, you connected to a fake app, you gave your keys for yield to somebody else. Whatever the case may be, you trusted these YouTubers with their referral links into centralized exchanges, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. Do you really want to be in that position? I mean, I don't think you do. So this is why sometimes I bring this back to the basics, because you'd be surprised how much money has been lost in this kind of stuff, in bad bridges, bridges being hacked, on Polygon for $600 million and for $300 million. I mean, it's one after the other. I mean, if you make a list of all these things over the last, let's give it 5 years, I mean, it's like this. It's like this. I'm not joking. So, I mean, and if you're curious about it, maybe consider using AI and just ask how many crypto famous scams there were, and you'll be surprised by how many. So, in summary, stocks recovered the channel. That's it. We had a very strong week. Sorry for Peter Schiff. He had a very bad call once again. What do I expect for next week? A bit of a pullback and some consolidation. I don't think we're going to reverse the whole move or anything like that. I think it's just we need to take a breather because we went pretty much vertical. Okay, so it's actually healthy to have a breather, and I think we're going to have it. Does that mean stocks will collapse? No, I don't think they're going to collapse. I think crypto will still remain stable. I think some alts may start moving again. Bitcoin here, I think is going to be a bit difficult. I think everybody is preparing for the announcement of the ETF, which in my opinion will come this month, the first one. The approval, not the launch, okay, so don't confuse it. Take the example of Sam Bankman-Fried and understand the purpose of crypto. Understand why it was invented. Understand the basics of security, the basics of, what is a good project? Is it a scam? Is it not a scam? You name it, go for it, understand it. Now it's the time to do it. And have strategies. In my opinion, I think it's important to start developing strategies about what to do when the time comes, and how to position for different scenarios that may happen. Just for you to have an idea, I have a perfect idea. If everything goes well and I can retire, I already know where I'm going to retire, how much money I need, and why it is the best option for retirement is the one that I've picked. And so far, I'm yet to see someone challenging my idea of an ideal retirement and the location that I picked being better than mine. So guys, we've approached the half an hour. I think next week will be an interesting week. I think there are still a lot of earnings coming out, but we just came out of the Fed's meeting. I don't think it's going to be as crazy as this week. Let me just check here quickly something, and I will let you guys know. I don't think. So next week is not even the CPI week, will be the following week. So I think in terms of news this week, of course, we're not going to have job reports again. The Fed has just had a meeting and spoken, so it's pretty much going to be earnings. And I think on Thursdays, where we see continuing claims of unemployment, gives you, I think, will probably be the most important sections. So guys, thank you very much for joining in. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, drop that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel. We are quickly approaching 700. So thank you very much once again, and I'll catch you